So sometimes people wonder if I put too much pressure on children by saying that they should be aiming for a grade 9, that they're capable of doing it, so they should aim to go to a top university, etc. Does this place too much pressure on children? It's a question I'm often asked, and I don't believe that it is the case, and I think that that's actually the wrong way of looking at the situation. The truth is that what is going to place pressure on children is the challenges that they are going to face in life. Now, those challenges could be a bad relationship with teachers. They could be financial challenges. They could be work-related challenges or relationship-related challenges. And yes, they could include challenges that come from trying to meet the expectations of parents and teachers when young. Now, the way I look at this is that I want to help people to have easier lives that are more fulfilling, that they can achieve more of what they want and what they value. And in order to do that, sometimes it's necessary to do what is hard now in order to make things easy in the future. As a teacher and a business owner, that is what I do every day and what I believe, that if you want to have a life that is as far as possible, because no life can ever be free of challenges, but as far as possible is meaningful, is fulfilling, is successful, enjoyable, and isn't defined by struggles, sometimes you have to be willing to do things that are difficult now in order to get results in the future. If you do what everyone else does, you will get what everyone else has. And the way that I look at that is look at the future that's going to be created. For example, at the moment everyone is talking about the cost of living. And I have to be blunt that I don't have much sympathy for that kind of complaining. However, if we live in a world in which things that an older generation took for granted, like being able to own a home, being able to actually have an income that allows you to buy a house, for example, if we live in a world where those things are no longer the case, if we live in a society where maybe food or energy become more scarce due to environmental problems, if we live in a society that maybe becomes more unequal because there are fewer jobs available and more jobs are done by technology, and many of the jobs that used to employ the majority of people no longer exist, or if they do exist, they're not paid as much. If that's the kind of world that we're moving towards, and it seems that we are, then the question I ask is, how do we adapt to it? Not, is it fair? Because that to me is a non-starter. That's a pointless question. You just play the hand that you're dealt. You try to make the best of whatever situation you're in. And that's the attitude I take on life and the attitude that I encourage students to take. Now, if we live in that kind of world, then we are going to see things become increasingly polarized between the students who succeed the most, who get the best grades, grade 9 or an A-star or the top few percentage points, 1 or 2%, at most 3 or 4%, who are going to be in future in those positions that will not cease to exist, right? But will instead actually be more important, more valuable by society, and consequently paid more relative to everyone else, who'll be in those sort of occupations in the future. And then everyone else whose qualifications will be worth less and less. And of course, we already have this phenomenon of people going to university, graduating, and then going to working jobs that are not graduate jobs, or if they are graduate jobs, don't really use the knowledge they learnt in their degree. So this is the problem that we face as a society. And what I believe is that I want to help, and I can't help everyone, and I can only help people that want to be helped, have the right mindset, have the right attitude, and I want to help as many students as I can, which will not be all students or the majority or anything close to the majority of students in the world or in the country. I want to help those students to succeed and to have a life that, as far as possible, is easy, is valuable, is meaningful. To do that, yes, like that doesn't mean that you can make things easy now, that you can slack off, that you can be lazy and take it easy now, because life is going to slap you in the face a few decades down the line. And that's the world I believe we live in. And if you like that, if you agree with that, then I might be the person to help you, and if you don't, I might not be, and that's fine. So when people say that I'm putting too much pressure on students. Well, I say, I didn't make this world to be unequal, to be unfair, to be harsh, to be unforgiving often. And it'd be nice if it weren't that way, but it is that way, and I don't think it's going to change. And if you want to be realistic about your prospects later in life, and if you want to make your life better, you have to do what's hard now, even if that means feeling under pressure a little bit. So that's my take on that. Hope that makes sense, and I don't expect you all to agree, but for those of you that it does resonate with, then we have other videos you may find interesting on other topics to do with studies, to do with university, to do with getting to the highest grades in English and other subjects. So just press the subscribe button, like this video, and yeah, stay in touch for more of our content.